Hello, my name is Allison Hubbard, and welcome to what I'm calling is our 4-week nutrition realization course. And this is going to be self-paced. I'm going to be along with you in video, and you'll be checking in with me over the course of the 4 weeks. But I want to tell you a little bit about who I am. If you do not already know, my name is Allison Hubbard, and I am a health and wellness coach. And 12 years ago, I lost 140 pounds. And so I coach women that have a significant amount of weight to lose, and many that want to lose about 100 pounds or more. And so through my own 140-pound weight loss 12 years ago, what I do now is coach women on their weight loss journey and teach not only the process that I took that helped me to lose the weight, but how to sustain that for the long haul. So what I'm going to be doing is sharing with you, we're going to be going over in the next 4 weeks. I'm going to be teaching you how to look at some basic concepts around food labels, but how to put your plate together and how to match it together to where you're going to feel sustained and the weight is just going to fall off your body. So 12 years ago is when I lost weight. So it took me 1 year and 7 months. And when I started to, about 6 months in, I started to naturally start doing kind of balancing my plate. And I'm going to teach you on what that is. And so I'm calling it the magic plate. When I started to balance things out and started to really put, my plate together really well, then I naturally started to go away from fast food. I naturally started to go away from processed foods, drinking soda and eating brownies. And it wasn't like that at the beginning, but that's how it naturally started to happen for me. And so I want to teach you this concept, and we're going to start out with some things that might seem basic, but that's what I would like for that. I would like for it to be basic. I'd like for you to grasp these concepts and know that we're going to be building into some things over the next few weeks. And even at the time after that, even if the coming months, if you want to continue to look in this area and start building more and more in this, and you want to continue to lose weight, we'll have some other things that we can work on after this month too. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you my screen, because I have a PowerPoint that I want to share with you. So, okay, so I'm calling this nutrition realization, and that's going to be the concept that we're going to be talking about over the next 4 weeks, okay? So it's essential nutrition for sustainable weight loss. And we're going to be talking about today 2 things. We're going to be talking macronutrients and micronutrients, okay? These are the key essentials to your health and to your weight loss. And so when we talk about nutrition, what is nutrition? It is the process of taking in nutrients from the food you're eating, okay? So we want to be looking at putting in good things into our body, okay? And so when we're putting in good, high-quality foods into our body, then we know we're getting great nutrients, we're getting good ingredients and all that type of thing. So and I'm a big component. If anybody's ever been a part of my program or followed me or know that when I work closely with the ladies I work with, is that I will teach on putting good, high-quality products into our body, but most of the ladies I'm working with are not there yet, and that is very, very okay. I really just want to start striving for some better choices, and so let's say you're maybe at a place where you're going out to fast food 5 days a week. I don't want you to be choosing organic, non-GMO type foods right now. Yes, I would love that, but I want to be realistic and I want to meet everyone where they are. Some people might be a step or two ahead, but some people may not be, and you might be starting really in a very beginning phase. And I want to meet you there and honor you for that and tell you congratulations for just making this step. So we have 6 main nutrients. And so we have carbohydrates, we have fats, proteins, water, vitamins, and minerals. And today, in this particular slide, I'm going to be pointing out carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, okay? And then we'll talk about the other 3 in another slide. So carbohydrates, proteins, fats are called macronutrients. Our body, meaning their body needs large amounts of these. So it is, our body needs the energy, and it's measured in calories, okay? And so micronutrients are our vitamins and minerals, and we need smaller amounts. We need trace amounts of these, and they don't contain calories, and they don't provide energy, but it does affect our metabolism. So carbohydrates, the main thing that I want to point out with carbohydrates is it is a sugar, okay? So these can be processed sugars, they can be all natural, whatever it might be, but three types of carbohydrates that we're going to be, that we have are the simple carbohydrates, complex, and fiber. And so I will be pointing out, I'm not going to go in a great deal of these because I don't want to get into the science of carbs or even protein or fats, but I do want to point out how they're good for our body. So carbs are great for energy, it's great for brain functioning, kidney muscles, and it's great for all the functioning of these things. Fiber is great for our intestinal health. So this is broken down, carbs are broken down into glucose, which is basically sugar, and it's our main body source of energy. So when we look at carbs, these are what you'll be looking for. You're looking for starchy foods. You're looking for potatoes. You're looking for fruits, vegetables, beans, nuts, seeds, and sweets, okay? And then when we get into fats, fats are great for your brain, okay? So brain functioning. So we're looking at healthy fats, okay? So you'll have some documents and resources for some great items and resources for what are considered healthy fats, what are considered some great, carbs for your body. And you need all sources of carbohydrates. You'll need, and we look at healthy fats and things like that, but I will provide that, those documents for you, those resources for you, so you know what to just be looking for. And so here are a list of some things where you can find fat. You can find it in meat. You can find it in poultry. You can find fats in nuts, dairy, butter, oils, lard, avocados, or just to name a few of those things. Proteins, they're great for your muscle growth, okay? They're a large, complex molecule that play many critical roles in the body, required for the structure, function, and regulation of the body's tissues and organs. They're made up of hundreds or thousands of smaller units called amino acids, and we have 21 different types of amino acids. But the most important thing is really just getting into your body, and we want all of them. We want to be able to put our plate together and have all of these things. How much do we want of all these? We're going to get into that. How do you know what to choose? We're going to get into all that, okay? I'm going to make it real simple for you and show you how by putting your plate together really does help you sustain weight loss. Sources of protein are meats, nuts, poultry, fish, meat substitute, cheese, milk. Those are just a few. I mean, there's plenty of other areas that we can find protein, but I'm going to be going again over this with you. I'm going to show you some food items, and I would like for you to start taking a look at this week. I would like for you to take a look at, I have a guidebook for you, and for this week I've got an assignment for you, okay? So what I'd like for you to do is I'm going to pull out a few food items for you, and I'm going to read off the nutritional content for you, okay? So right now I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think I have 6 items. So I'll try and get through all of them, but I wanted to read through, and I want you to pick out 3 things when you're reading the nutritional content. So right now we're not looking at ingredients. We're not looking at what's on the ingredient, but I'm going to have you look at the protein. I'm going to have you look at the fat content. I'm going to have you look at the carbohydrate content, okay? So I'm going to stop sharing this for a second so we can not be distracted by that. Okay, so I've got protein here. This is I'm sorry, I gave it away, but I've got tuna. So I kind of snuck in the answer there, but it is backwards, so I apologize for that. But so I've got tuna, and then on the back of it, I'm going to be looking at the nutritional content. So fat, there's 0.5 grams of fat, and this is a container is 1 serving. We have 0 grams of carbs and 17 grams of protein. So this is a really great source of protein, okay? It's really great for your body. So when we look at, so according to your guidebook, I'm going to be asking you to take out 5 items. I would love you to take out more, so just practice this week, okay? But write down at least a minimum of 5, and I want you to write down, pull out those 5 items, whether it's in your pantry, whether not in your refrigerator, pull those out and write down what the fat content is for that particular item, write down what the carb content is for that item, and the protein content for that item is. And then what I want you to do is write down, next I'm going to ask you what is the highest number of those 3. So in this particular example, protein is the highest number. So I'm going to write down what's the highest number. It's going to be protein. So what is this? This is considered a carb, fat, or protein. It's considered a protein, okay? So we're going to be learning how to combine, again, our foods, our plates, and how we're going to be putting all this together. But so this is a protein, okay? Next thing I've got is I've got rice cakes, okay? So this is Lundberg Cinnamon Toast Organic Rice Cakes. And when I read the back of this, we have total fat is 0.5 for 1 rice cake. Total carbs are 20 grams, and then protein is 1 gram. So of the 3 that I just listed off, carbohydrates is the highest number, okay? So on your guidebook, I want you to write down again what each number is for every item, and then I want you to write down what the highest number is. So in this particular answer, carbohydrates, okay? So if you can see a theme, I'm picking a category, I'm picking a food item in each category. But next I've got is Jiffy peanut butter, okay? So I'm gonna look at the nutritional content again. And again, I'm only looking at fat, carbohydrates, and protein right now. I'm not looking at the ingredients. If you wanted to, under carbohydrates, look at dietary fiber and sugar. That's fun too, just to have the awareness piece. But total fat for peanut butter is 16. Total carbs is 8 grams, and protein is 7. So this is actually pretty well balanced. If you've ever heard of protein as a great snack or great to have, because it's got actually a fairly great amount of protein in it, and really not a very high amount of carbs in it, but it's high in fat. This is considered a healthy fat, okay? So again, so if you wanted to look at what's the highest number, it's fat. So it's going to be considered a fat, okay? So we're looking at trying to identify what's the highest number, because we want to identify what each food item is. So we have tuna, which is a protein. We got our carbohydrate, our rice cake, which is a carbohydrate, and then we have our peanut butter, which is a fat. And then I've got 3 more items. I've got peanuts, okay? So this happens to be nutrition, it's Planters, okay? So I'm looking at the fat content. It's 23 grams for a whole packet. 8 grams of carbs and 9 grams of protein. So very much like peanut butter, this is a great source of protein and low amount of carbohydrates, and then it happens to be a higher in fat. One thing to kind of point out is when you're finding something that's lower in sugar, or you're finding something that has fat-free or whatever it is, typically speaking, you're going to be adding something in. So when you're taking something out, let's say fat, then you're going to be putting something else in. And anytime, start to look at, and what you'll notice is if a fat content is lower, meaning it's a low-fat sour cream or low-fat dressing or something like that, look at the sugar content. Sugar content is going to be higher. Okay, so just so you know, fat content is high. It's 22 grams, but this is a healthy fat. Okay, we want to be careful and have so much in a day, and we'll again be talking about that. But right now, I want the awareness piece around what we're looking for right now. So from this example, this is the highest number. Total fat is the highest number, so this is considered a fat. Okay. 2 more things, and then those are all the examples I have for you. But I've got oatmeal, okay? So oatmeal on the back of this, and I'll even ask you this if you want to take a guess, trivia, before, as I'm going through this. Do you know what do you know what this is? Do you already know before I even ask you? Do you know if it's protein, carb, or fat? I don't know if I've mentioned them all, but so feel free to kind of go ahead and say it internally in your mind, and I'd love to know if you got the answer right. But total fat is 3 grams, total carbohydrate is 27, and protein is 5. So this is considered a carb, okay? So this is Quaker Oats oatmeal, and this is higher in carbohydrates. So there's some other ways we can add. If you're having this for your breakfast, we can add some protein in to kind of have some good mix in there for you. Last but not least, I've got some yogurt here for you. This particular brand happens to be Noosa, and it is backwards, so I apologize, but it's honey. It's the honey flavoring, and it's actually high in sugar. It's got high, but it's going to have the it's going to have the honey in there, so it's all natural in there. So, but this is high. This one is a higher in sugar, so we do want to be careful in that. We want to start taking a look certainly at our sugar content. But this, we'll take a look at the total fat is 13 grams, total carbs is 31. And then the sugar content is 28 grams. That is really high, actually. So definitely want to be aware of that. And sometimes when we have fruit mixed in, you'll know, but it's natural. Fruits can be a natural sugar and things like that. And then the protein is 13 grams. So this is actually, believe it or not, I was actually thinking this would be higher in protein, but it's higher in carbs. And that's because this is the honey. Like if I did a plain Greek yogurt, they would be switched around where the protein would be higher in content than the carbs would be. So this particular example, this is going to be considered more of a carbohydrate, although it's got high content in protein. So just be aware of what's inside of the contents of what we're looking for. So, all right. So just as a recap, I'm going to share my screen back with you again, just because I have one more last slide. So just as a recap, the body has 6 main nutrient sources. We have carbohydrates, we have fats, proteins are the first 3 that we're, carbohydrates, fats, and proteins are the first 3, and are called macronutrients, okay? Because they are used in large amounts by the body. What I'm going to do is I have another quick slide that I want to show you because we're going to talk micronutrients. But right now we just talked about macronutrients. And those are the first 3 on that list. So, what do we have? We are going to be talking briefly about micronutrients, okay? So, when we talk macronutrients, we were talking about, again, the protein, fat, and carbs. Now we're going to talk vitamins and minerals. And when we talk vitamins and minerals, we actually are looking at, we have 2 kinds of vitamins and we have 2 kinds of minerals, okay? So we have water soluble mineral vitamins, and then we have fat soluble, okay? So water soluble are going to be vitamin B and your vitamin C. These are easily lost through the body fluids and must be replaced every day, okay? And then fat soluble are going to be your vitamin A, D, E, and K. And these are not as easily in body fluids or as water soluble, okay? So minerals, we have macro minerals and micro minerals. So we have macro, meaning major minerals needed in large amounts. So we have calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, sodium, and potassium. And then the trace minerals you can see right below: iron, copper, iodine, zinc, and fluoride. Honestly, I'm not going to go in details of this. I'm not a big science person anyway. The main point, what I want to get across is we need both of these things in your life. So if you're not already taking a multivitamin, I would like for you to start looking into taking a multivitamin. It's great. So multivitamins are going to include all of these things, okay? And so I'm going to give you a couple product recommendations, and I've used both of them, and I'm going to give you a multivitamin brand that is, and it's called Rainbow Light. You can find it at any grocery store. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it at the Rainbow Light company website. And I just pointed out 3 in this particular example. Of vitamins that, they have plenty. They probably have like a good dozen of them for women alone. Maybe that's a little high, but I just wanted to point out 3 of them. They have the women's multivitamin, they have the women's nutritional system, and then they have women's multivitamin plus balance and energy. And so take a look at their website. They are, again, affordable on the lower end as far as cost. They're plant-based, and so they're non-GMO. So it's a great affordable option for somebody looking to try and stay within a budget. Okay, so I think you can buy a month's worth for about $15 worth at the grocery store. And then I want to point out another brand. I use this brand also, and this is on the higher end, and this is Isagenix. Isagenix has what they call the Complete Essentials, and this is a vitamin that you take, a multivitamin you take in the morning and at night. And what you're doing is you're getting a well-packed vitamin, and you're getting so many nutrients into your body, you just can't physically eat all these things. So even according to this particular slide, as you can see, you're getting like 8.5 cups of almonds worth of biotin. You're getting 8 oranges worth of vitamin C, 12 cups of raw spinach, that's folic acid, 115 ounces worth of beef, that is CoQ10, 125 glasses of red wine that are worth, resveratrol, and then 11 hard-boiled eggs that are worth vitamin D3, and as you can see, 3 cups of milk that are going to be worth of calcium. So we just can't eat this in a day, so it's actually put into a capsule. And so this is kind of broken down, very similar here. It's maybe a little hard to read. Try to blow it up as much as I can, but this is with 1 day's worth of vitamins with Isagenix. So these are on the higher end, but really when you're putting in quality into your body, the more you're paying for something, you'll end up getting that quality back. But I understand from a budget standpoint, this might be a little bit more fitting. But if you're looking at wanting to look into the Isagenix, you can certainly find them on Amazon. I can always get you a website as well. I take these every day, but I can get you in touch with someone that always is happy to get these for you, or you can always just kind of call into the company. So those are the two things I want to mention today. I want to mention macronutrients, and I want to mention to you micronutrients and the importance of both of them. So what I'll be doing again, and I'll be sharing some on water, because that was the one that I have not shared on yet. But in the next slide, I'll be sharing some on the next video. I'll be sharing with you on water. But this week, what I want you to do is get out the guidebook. I want you to go through and go ahead and read through the first week. Go through the assignment. It's just kind of go through your pantry, go through your refrigerator, and at minimum, I want you picking out 5 items, and I want you to write down the protein, the fat content, and the carbohydrate content, and then write down below that what is the highest number on that particular food item. And then what I want you to do is when you're done with that, go ahead and message me. Go ahead and send me an email, or send me a private Facebook message and let me know that you finished that, and let me know what your ahas around that is, and then let me know what you found for each item are. So feel free to comment, let me know, and I'll go ahead and see you in the next video.